In the next 30 minutes on the marketplace, the Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta hints of significant job creation and entrepreneurship in next year's budget, but he's tight-lipped as to whether government will heed to calls to remove some taxes on petroleum products.
I think the most important thing is really intervening on access to jobs and the skill set, making it possible. Credit.
Also, Mexico explores investment in Ghana's offshore oil production sector. We have more from the Mexican ambassador.
We see a bountiful of opportunities in the auto industry. Ghana is becoming a hub in the auto industry, and we want to take part of the manufacturing process.
Plus, as we commemorate World Entrepreneurs Week, we feature 21-year-old final-year economics student at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, as well as CEO shoemaker Emmanuel Boateng, to hear his story, having to match school with doing business. We have all these and more coming up shortly. Do stay with us. Hello and welcome. I'm Charles Aite. To our first story, the Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta has given an indication that next year's budget will come out with some programs aimed at boosting entrepreneurship and creating more jobs. Now, this is coming in the back of rising unemployment cases because of the impact of COVID on the economy. There is also the concern that the public sector may not be able to accommodate fresh graduates from the universities. The Minister tells Joy Business that government is committed to firmly addressing the situation.
Then we have to wait. Certainly the issue of youth and jobs is at the centrality of this, and really how to create an entrepreneurial state. I think it's our challenge in the years ahead. So it's an exciting and difficult time, but I think we need to take the bull by the horn and tackle it and create a mechanism in which the youth, the various enablers, as in IT and credit and training, will be brought to the fore, and so we can kill this canker. Clearly, I think the most important thing is really intervening on access to jobs and the skill set, making it possible, credit being made possible, and just the enablers to support that, to free people into enterprise as opposed to dependence.
Meanwhile, the Finance Minister is tight-lipped as to whether government will heed to calls to remove some taxes on petroleum products.
We've gone to the Eurobond market, I guess 4 out of the 5 years since we came. And so those are always alternatives that we consider. Yeah.
Fuel prices are going up. The ordinary man on the streets is feeling the pinch.
Why are
the roof on the global market?
Okay, so what?
Is there anything government can do about it? Consumers.
I think we reduce some of the build-up taxes, but it's good that you are clear the global prices, are having that effect. I'm not sure that it would. From the discussions that you hear from Saudi and OPEC and Co, I think they're going to hold on to restricting supply. We're going to have this imported impact on our standards of living, which is a difficulty that we all have to try and find solutions to. But you can run, a budget deficit that does not make sense, because then you compound the problem of inflation, etc. So we're going to take a hard look to see how best we can manage in the years ahead. I don't know. You got 10 days to wait. I'm sure you have the patience like we all do.
You'd expect some surprises?
To see what the I don't think so.
The finance minister then interacting with George Riafi. We'll see how it goes, especially when the budget is just, days away from its reading in Parliament. But away from that, Ghana remains an attractive place to invest in. The Mexican ambassador to Ghana, Ambassador Enrique Escorza, has told Joy Business that Mexico is exploring investment opportunities in the country's oil production value chain. According to him, COVID-19 has shown the resilience of the Ghanaian economy and its readiness for bilateral partnerships.
We see plenty of opportunities in many sectors, particularly the agricultural sector. We see a bountiful of opportunities in the auto industry. Ghana is becoming a hub in the auto industry, and we want to take part of the manufacturing process to expand and propulse Ghana to higher levels. I can say that there's plenty of sectors that we have identified that are quite promising. And we are more than willing to work actively to make them successful. Definitely the biggest of all the incentives is the amazing level of security that we enjoy here, that this is a country that abides by the law, that there's a lot of clear rules for everybody, a level playing field, and that's very encouraging for all the business people to come here and to think about investment. That's exactly what we're trying to do in Mexico, to convey a strong message that Ghana is a safe and prosperous and a beautiful place to invest, and that the opportunities are immense, and they should try to give it a try, because definitely, Ghana will never disappoint anyone, and certainly the Mexicans are more than willing to start small entrepreneurs like these ones, like Aisha is doing now with this new company that she's initiating now, but definitely in so many areas. So we're more than excited to be here in Ghana in this moment that we see a lot of the activity coming back again.
The Mexican ambassador to Ghana there. Well, let's now talk green energy, because the chief executive of Oasis Capital, Matthew Bodu Ajay, has called for some clear guidelines and regulations on green financing. As world leaders commit to more green projects for a safer climate, companies world over are repositioning product lines to meet the growing demand to go green. Matthew Bodu Ajay has been explaining to me how best Ghana can attract investment for such projects.
A big bit that do we go green?
Well, we shall go back to the particular story regarding the chief executive of Oasis Capital, stating the fact that there is a need for some repositioning to explore demand in green energy. He's been explaining to me once again how best Ghana can attract investment for such projects, especially when the country is on the verge of severe climate crisis, as per what we're gathering from the COP26, where world leaders around the globe are putting together ways by which they could minimize carbon emissions and their carbon footprint in the manufacturing sector. We're trying the best we could to, get you that particular interview I had with the chief executive of Oasis Capital, especially when he states quite clearly that there is a need for us to have clear guidelines and regulations to make this work. Even as we're trying to fetch this up, let's go for a short break. We'll be back with more stories. To stay with us. Well, you're welcome back from the break. He's just 21 years old, but a final year economics student at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Emmanuel Boateng has established a shoemaking business, bringing him some income as well as providing jobs for online marketers of his products. As Ghana and the rest of the world celebrate Entrepreneurs Week, we want to hear the story of Emmanuel, who joins us via Zoom. So, Emmanuel, great to have you on the show. Tell us about your business venture.
Thank you, Charles, for having me. Yeah, I'm Emmanuel Watson, the CEO for Standard Shoes. We make local shoes, handmade, everything is made in Ghana. Yeah.
How did it all begin, Emmanuel?
Okay, right after SHS, I stayed in the house for a couple of months before getting admission into the university. So I took that grace period. I took that grace period as an opportunity to learn something else. That's the shoemaking business. Yeah.
So how are you managing, combining business with lectures? Because I gather you're in your final year at the KNUST.
Yeah, sure. You see, there are times I have to go to work, as in during the evening. I'll have lectures during the day, then in the evening I'll have to go to work. And there are times too, I might be having just one lecture for the day, maybe from 10 to 12. Right after school, I go to work, then I take it from there. So that's how I'm managing here, sir.
I see. Well, most of your products are online, digital marketing helping you. How has this prepped up your work, especially when you're having so much of your client online?
Yeah, it's always been a challenge. Someone will come to your DM and be like, "How do I trust you?" and a whole lot. Yeah, but hello, Charles.
You're loud and clear. Help me understand, other challenges that you've also faced as an entrepreneur at the KNUST, as well as managing this business as well.
Yeah, the challenges, there are plenty of them. I think combining school and work, time to learn and everything. And there are times to, I don't produce in stock. I make my shoes based on order. So you order, then I make the shoe for you. So there are times someone will come to your DM and be like, "Yeah, we are having a wedding this Saturday. The new shoes, maybe some 2 days. You have to finish the shoes within 2 days. Lectures, you have to go for lectures and everything." Yeah, combining school and work is one. The me not being able to produce in stock so that I could sell easily is also a big challenge. And the online thing too, people come and be like, "How do I trust you?" I don't always get the right words to tell those people. Like, how do I trust you? That question, it has always been one of my challenges.
And it comes with digital marketing as well. But, this entire week has been, set aside for young entrepreneurs like yourself. Help me understand the message that you want to put out there for authorities, government, policymakers who really matter when it comes to making entrepreneurship a very conducive environment for investment.
Okay, I think first we have to tackle this matter from the structure of education. I've always said completing school and getting work is a bit allowance, but you go to school to get the knowledge, you build yourself, then you take it out from there, you venture into something. So what I would like to tell policymakers and everybody listening to me right now is that, yeah, though our education system has been structured already, but if there could be some amendments or something to be done about the education system, that would be very fine. And also, availability of flexible loans to young entrepreneurs like me, so that I can expand my production and make mass production, house stock, so that I wouldn't have to go to making shoes every week, every day, and so on. Yeah, so I think that's what I have to say about that.
Emmanuel, we're grateful that you could join us, and all the best in your endeavor. Well, we'll still stay with matters regarding entrepreneurship because the Youth Employment Agency has allocated 10 million cedis to support young startup businesses to sustain jobs in the country. A total of 1,327 jobs are vacant in both formal and informal sectors of the Ashanti region. To provide a framework for the promotion of jobs, the agency organized the third Jobs and Entrepreneurship Pitch Session to help bridge the unemployment gap. We have more in this report.
The job fair is supposed to bring together employers and job seekers to interact on opportunities to be gainfully employed. The Youth Employment Agency partnered with the Netherlands Development Organization, SNV, to host Ashanti's maiden regional job fair. Chief Executive Officer of the YEA, Justice Kodia Frempong, indicated the job fair involves a mock interview session and an entrepreneurship program to train participants for support.
As the Honorable Finance Minister indicated, the public sector is choked. We have to rely on private sector and also people being innovative to come out with their own business plan. So as part of the entrepreneurship program, young men and women who have developed their own business plan and business ideas who need guidance and interaction on how to go about it. So we have entrepreneurship advisors here with us who are also going to peruse the business plan that the young people have also submitted to them.
About 70 SMEs in the Ashanti region have been trained on new trends in digital marketing. The one-day training workshop was organized by Access Bank Ghana Limited and had technical support from Open Labs and Joy Business partners. The head of business banking at Access Bank, Jones Damwe, says such workshops are relevant to the growth of the SME sector. Prince Apia has more.
The digital space has become the go-to for many SMEs to reach bigger markets. But some, especially those operating in the informal space, are yet to grasp the opportunity. Jones Damo is head business banking at Access Bank.
The business of SME contributes more than 70% to the growth of the economy of Ghana. So we decided that during this COVID pandemic, where SMEs were hit hard, we had to step in to support the SMEs. And we came up with innovative ideas. The first was to hold an SME clinic to teach them how to scale up the business in the midst of COVID. We realized that during this COVID era, people were doing things differently. People were only focusing on essentials. But we cannot let the economies or the businesses of these SMEs collapse. So one of the things we taught them was how to promote your business, how to advertise yourself online, how to market your product, how to even change the content from the hard sell to soft, relevant issues whereby people will see the need to buy your product instead of just telling them that I have ABCD.
Mr. Damo believes this is important to encourage SMEs and startups to expand appropriately. Officials of Access Bank and Open Labs took the participants through how to maximize the various social media platforms to advertise and market their services and products. Paniela Mankwa is Kumasi Campus Manager for Open Labs.
We are moving on to online banking, online sales and stuff, so we needed to teach our SMEs here that there are certain tools that are even for free, people are not aware of, that will help promote your products and services. Now the youth spend most of their time online. So if your target audience is the youth, it really works. But when you have a local entrepreneur where you are selling stuff towards the locals, then you have to figure out how to reach out to them. So online marketing works.
The participants were put in groups to have a feel of a hands-on experience how some of these platforms can be used to attract new customers.
Programs. We got training for batik time that soup making, we got bolga, wa, tumu. Na mi nim phone ma, e kwa chiri biasa. So to me chire ma den mami tiasi say. Me kwa me come phone so met me ayewe. Intino, the oma chire no. Me hu se ebe ma medjuma no. Asa akone nim because me pay more customers.
I've learned how you can manage your business, how you can keep your records, everything. And then, the paper works, you can misplace any of your papers. But what I've learned here, you can easily have your records on a computer or on the internet. And then it is safe.
Officials of Access Bank say such workshops will continue across the country to empower the SME subsector. Prince Apia reporting.
Now, watermelon is a popular food crop grown in Ghana. It is ranked among orange and mango as the top 3 fruits preferred by most Ghanaians. Due to the high demand from consumers, melon farmers are often undertake certain cropping measures to speed up the harvest time of the crop. A large portion of the fruit spoils before they can be eaten or processed, and wholesalers and retailers tend to suffer most from the loss. Loud Businesses' Bliss Case Mohammed explores the subject and has come through with this report.
Yusuf Bombas owns a 10-acre watermelon farm at Atebubu in the Bono East region. He admits the use of fertilizers in excess or at the wrong time contributes to its lack of taste.
enyini no so na se time be fa ma no now applying fertilizer eti man ye den e watermelon aduro na kasa ne body ndi bebre akuafo no bebre ento de ne body no ato biara se yare nya chi ne pe obetwa bi mu na efita.
The use of fertilizers to increase the rate of harvest become a common practice among farmers. Some crops are forced to mature before their due time.
Chumesi Ankra sells fruit smoothies at Tech Junction in Kumasi. Watermelon was one of his main sources of income until his customers started complaining of the taste. He has stopped using melons for juice due to the loss of its sweetness.
It used to be dry, but now watery and without taste. I use only natural sugar in preparing my juice, so adding sugar isn't a choice, and I have stopped. It seems farmers use the fertilizers to melon.
Because first, the say, 2 months, 3 months, and now 4 months, we do watermelon. Now, a better no buasi yini. But say no, I think say 1 month you cry. Now say you rush it.
Abna Fusia is a wholesale watermelon seller. On a regular day, retailers come to her to take melons to hawk. Her customers often complain about how the melons taste.
Buyers always complain of the taste. They don't buy it when it's white.
Ma Aisha, her assistant, recounts how this has affected their business.
Our last 2 trips weren't good at all. We didn't make any profit. You can't know it's white until it's cut open.
Until much education is given to farmers as to how to use fertilizers, retailers will continue to incur losses. Bilkis Mohammed's report read to you.
That'll be all for Marketplace. I'm Charles IAT. For more news, log on to myjoyonline.com. Many thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of our programs.